Hello and welcome to the Tea Party Hardy channel. So I've got an article here I want to share with you and then see what you think about it. With the Silicon Valley Bank and the Signature Bank of New York, the U.S. is making a systemic risk exception for systemically unimportant banks. Why are we doing that? Let's find out if the article tells us. With the resoluteness benefiting a response to the threat of an all-out banking crisis, U.S. banking regulators issued a joint statement on the evening of March 12th declaring that all depositors in the failed Silicon Valley Bank will have full access to their funds starting March 13th, but don't call it a bailout. The U.S. Treasury Department, Federal Reserve, and the FDIC also announced they were making a similar systemic risk exception for customers of Signature Bank, the bank in New York that is known for dealing in cryptocurrency. Okay? Let's see what else it has to say. Until this weekend, the U.S. government had not treated either bank as systemically important. Neither appears on the global list of systemically important banks maintained by the International Financial Standards Board, and neither was included on the Fed's most recent list of U.S. banks deemed large enough to undergo required stress testing. The ability of these banks to fly under the radar in the U.S. was no accident. Greg Becker, SVB's CEO, lobbied U.S. officials several years ago to raise the asset threshold which banks would be considered systemically important. Really? What number to what number? The threshold was raised in 2018 from $50 billion to $250 billion of assets in 2018. SVB has just crossed the $50 billion mark when Becker pushed for the change. When it collapsed last week, it had $209 billion of assets, making it the second largest U.S. bank failure ever. So, and then it goes on to talk about the new emergency lending program, bailout, and which U.S. banks are stress tested by the Fed so that they can get their bailout. All right, so the reason I'm making this video, besides sharing this with you of all the shenanigans going on and the bailout, is the idea of we've watched Silicon Valley in particular do all of this funny money stuff, and they're steeped in the woke as woke can get in Silicon Valley, and we know if you get woke you're gonna go broke, and they did, and they keep doing it, and now once again they want us to pay for it. Now they say no taxpayer dollars are going to be used. Well, that doesn't make any sense, so I'm just going to ignore that comment because it's not like we haven't been lied to by the government like oodles, and I don't need to provide examples. You have plenty in your own life, and if not, welcome to the reality that they do. So the concern here is they were using funny money. They're doing all of these things that all of these new companies, these new startup companies that go nowhere, and they're not letting them go belly up, which is what capitalist societies do. And even worse than not letting them go belly up is the idea that they're using the friendship of their Democrat Party to help keep them afloat. And that's what sucks. This shouldn't be done by politics. It shouldn't be done by one side favoring the other. It should be done with, if you've got a product that sells and it works, fine. And this bank didn't. This bank failed miserably in their investments, which is why before today they were saying that this isn't a systemic thing, it was just really, really bad management. Because again, they were following ESG and all the wokeisms, and get woke, go broke, baby. Ask Disney, ask SVB. I don't want to bail out Disney, I don't want to bail out SVB. Now, if you disagree and you think, oh, we should definitely bail them out, oh, all the poor innocent people, to which I would agree with you on the innocent people. However, if you work for people that ain't that smart, and they just like gambling, and sometimes you go down with them, and that's not fun, because there's a reason the word's called innocent. But that's how that works. So just wanted to get you up to date on the story, and if you want to put your comments at the bottom and share what you think, you're welcome to do so, and we will see you in the future.